Okay, so we sort of ran over that real quick and didn't explain a whole lot. Like, whatever happened to that window thing you mentioned? What was the deal with that? Um, Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab an image from outside the screen and drag it into Photoshop. And notice the handles are here. But I really don't want to use the handles. What I want to do is make part of this window visible. Let's see. I'm going to shrink it down. Sorry, I'm going to use the handles just a little bit. But what I'm doing is not squashing it. I'm going to hold the shift key down so that it locks proportion. Okay, and then I'm going to hit the enter or the return key, and then with the V key I can get the move tool. See up here? V is the hotkey for it. And I'm just going to, let's see, this is the back side. I understand that. But what I want to do is I want to show you how to do what's called a layer mask. I'm going to mask out what's inside of here only, right? So notice you can kind of tell that the image, all right, well there's one image in here. We're seeing the color pixels, the stuff I can move on screen. That's what we can see. Now what I'm going to do is get the marquee tool. If I hit the M key on the keyboard, or just come up here and click the marquee tool, and then I'm going to click and drag this to exactly right there. I think it's exactly, so I'm going to double check by either clicking the magnifying glass, or if you hold down the Z key you can temporarily zoom in, and then the space bar. I'm just kind of inspecting. Yeah, I did kind of a poor job, so I'm going to go back to my marquee tool, just click to deselect, and I just want to be a little more precise here. So I'm clicking and dragging to get this exactly to where I want it. See how it's coming a little too much? It's if I zoomed in there, it's too large. Here it's pretty much along the border, but here it seems a little too large. If I, with the marquee tool still selected, if I hold down the Alt key, I can actually come down and erase or clip the top edge and the side edge off the marquee tool, and then if I want I could nudge with the arrow keys this up. So it's pretty much very, it's closer. Okay, now with an area selected, I'm going to create a mask. So by clicking down here in the layer channel, the layer area, I'm going to click this mask tool. If I click on that, notice how it makes a new little icon here, and everything's black. So what it's black, it's blocking. So notice my graphic is clipped off so that everything outside of there is now clipped off. Okay, by selecting it, all right, I'm going to zoom back out with by double clicking on the hand tool. I'll see the whole image. Okay, so that's a quick way to isolate an area, is by using the marquee tool. And another thing that's very handy with this, what we did is we created a layer mask, right? If I grab the brush tool with the B key, or by selecting brush, and if I'm painting in this area here, I have that isolated, I have it checked, I have it selected. Okay, notice I've got black and white. What I want to do is switch this. I can hit the X key, X, to switch foreground to background. If I paint here, notice that I can actually add, see how there's a little tiny white spot in there, right? Now watch the X key, I can erase that, right? So this is a quick way of adding and erasing where it's non-destructive. Very powerful editing function I just showed you. So hopefully this helps you some basic things in Photoshop so that you can at least complete this project nicely.